Fairs Management Interactive, also known as Fairs MI, is an event planning and facility management tool. In order to give smaller fairgrounds the opportunity to try this out, we have created an ambitious experimental project. We will provide to the entire Arizona Fairs Association membership full access to the Fairs MI tools customized for their individual fairgrounds. The Arizona State Fair is already one of our customers, and they have a full set of outdoor maps and floor plans for all their buildings. And as you can see, we've already started mapping out some of the members of the Arizona Fairs Association. Currently, we have what we call an overview map, which shows the extended property around the fairgrounds, and we have a main map that shows the active areas of the grounds. We are looking forward to hearing from each AFA member fairground manager to identify for us the specific areas of their fairground and the uses for that area. We also look forward to receiving floor plans for the event buildings, and these can take any form, even rough sketches, PDFs, graphics, or AutoCAD files, and our drafting department will convert them into high-quality, accurate building floor plans for your event coordinators to lay out their events. Here's the Arizona State Fair, our current customer, and it shows what each AFA member will have when we're done. And that would be a complete set of outdoor mapping plans, including close-ups of special use areas. And it will include all their event building floor plans. Our outdoor mapping systems are very unique, highly accurate and to scale, and at high resolutions that provide a background to place event objects. Not just vendor booths and locations, but special objects like equipment, vehicles, fencing, and corrals, tents, and any other object that needs to be planned for location and size on your event map. As we zoom around and pan around this map of the Cochise County Fairground, you can see the high level of detail. With Fairs MI, you're not limited to just placing squares on the outdoor maps to represent something like vendor booths. You can place the actual objects, whether they be special equipment, vehicles, temporary arenas, or even future construction of offices or other buildings. All to scale, they can be rotated and moved to edit the plan. Best of all, they're based on your requests and what we already have in the library. But let's go ahead and show you how this works. First, we go ahead and zoom up on the area that we'd like to plan, and then we go to a drop-down list of special icons, as we call them. And we drag in first a geometric representation. We replace it with the object. Here's an 80-foot by 80-foot rodeo arena. Now the 80-foot refers to the arena itself. So we do take in consideration what the important measurement is for that. We can go ahead and do another one. Let's go ahead and try a 100-foot by 200-foot rodeo arena. So if you have been looking at plans for other rodeo arena setups and would like to see how they fit on your facility, all you have to do is send us that plan and we can drop it into your installation so that you can go ahead and see if it's appropriate, how it works, and we can even work with helping you customize those layouts so that it does work for your system. Now here's a sorting pen. Again, we took this from some of the industry sorting pens as examples, and here's a round one. Now we have several other options, and so here's another type of sorting pen. Let's go ahead and rescale it so it's the appropriate width. And we can move these around and position them. Well, let's try one more sorting pen. So in this way, we can actually do your setups. If you're thinking about creating a different type of sorting pen situation or corral or rodeo setup, you don't have to go through an expensive process to do that. Now looky here, we've got a cattle mover semi. So we can actually, in terms of marshaling yard, as far as loading up and loading in livestock and such, you can actually create your marshaling yard for that. Let's go ahead and we're going to drop in a gooseneck trailer. So again, your participants can be organized in terms of parking areas. We're going to go ahead and look. Let's go for the 7 by 27 gooseneck. Now, if we zoomed in on this, we can see how accurately It's been created. So now we can see how we can create new plans or redraw old ones where it's interactive to your mapping system. Let's move on over to an open area, an unutilized area, and let's just see if we wanted to think about renovating or creating a future construction. What we're going to do is we're going to place an arena on here. So if there's consideration for an entertainment or larger facility, there's your arena. Now again, because we can rotate and move it, we can take it and zoom back on our mapping and rotate it and try out the placement. Now, in terms of this pre-built design, we can also rescale it. Now, of course, the doors and bleachers and such like that may not be the proper sizes, but what it does do, it allows you to take a 400 by 600 foot arena and scale it down so it fits in your area, so that you know that a geometry for arena needs to be either smaller or larger. Now, in terms of creating new office space, maybe in an administrative building, something like that, let's just go ahead and zoom in on one of your administrative areas, and we're going to drop in an office pre-built design. And what this does is it cuts down the cost of your pre-engineering planning. You can do a lot of this within your own board members and your own facility management group. And it cuts down the number of options and hours that an engineering or an architectural planning group would produce for you. You can narrow down your options. You can look at some plans online, drop them in, and really narrow down the designs that you want to consider. Okay, I'd like to go ahead and show you one last trick, and that has to do with another part of our Fairs MI tools, which is automatic booth layouts and automatic numbering. Now, this is very useful, obviously, inside your event halls because it can allow you to lay out your event spaces. And with the special tools, they can lay out banquet tables too. However, a really nice trick with this is that you can lay out parking spaces and RV spaces. You just put in the size of the space, the width of the aisle between the spaces, the number of rows, and the number of spaces in a row. And then you hit a button and it automatically lays them out and numbers them. Now, this is especially useful not just for space planning or assigning RV camper areas. This can also be used to generate more revenue. And that's done by the ability in literally just a few seconds to reduce each parking space and aisle by just inches. By reducing your parking space by just a little at a time and observing when you pick up an entire additional parking space, it's amazing just taking off a few inches from each parking space what you can gain in parking volume and, of course, revenue. Let's go ahead and do the same process and drop in some RV camper areas. The Fairs MI tools also give you the ability to put names and information about campers in each space, or reserve parking spaces in your car lots. Well, I think that's more than enough for one time. My name is Stephen Bolgiano. I'm the owner of Fairs MI. I'm not much of a speaker or a salesman, but I do know technology. And just for perspective, I started out life raising livestock, growing soybeans, and doing all the other jobs a young farmer does. I know that whether it be making use of technology or any other kind of job, the first requirement is that it has to have common sense, and it actually has to accomplish a task. With any event planning, there are many things that technology cannot replace. And it's our philosophy at Fairs MI that that's the way to judge technology, is if it can give you more time to do the things that technology cannot replace. Creating technology that does more than you need, or is just whistles, smokes, and mirrors that makes it look like it's doing something, well, it's just not getting you out on the fairgrounds to do the real jobs. Fairs MI is designed to be a real tool, straightforward, simple, fast, and Just get the job done. Thanks so much. This is Stephen Bolgiano with Fairs MI.